that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV. Where those good old-fashioned values that we used to rely.
The funny thing is I don't like Family Guy. But that song is so catchy.
I just always say it in the, like, 8 Crazy Nights, like, whitey voice.
Yeah.
Hey, crazy nights. Head over there's my family home.
Oh my god. That fucking movie is so good. I think I watched it last year.
I watch it every year in my room, crying. Thank you.
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
Dude, I chose last time.
Dude, we made the list together.
No, we didn't.
And we did.
I sent you a list.
And I added to my list.
And then I put yes last week.
And then I combined the list together. I did not have caffeine.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I was going to, and then someone used all the ice.
I'm sorry.
So I was like, oh. And then, what's even worse, you didn't fill it back up with water.
No, I usually do it after I'm done drinking. I know that's a weird thing, but usually I, like, rinse out my cup and then I'll fill it.
The red light goes on, you fill it up. You're in the same fucking area.
I know, but I was, like, real thirsty. And I had it with my food, and my food was warm. So I wanted warm food.
What is freaking out? My name is Eve.
My name is Sarah.
And we are Pregnant Perfectionists.
Yes, we are.
Woot woot. Woot woot. Happy Monday.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? It's Tuesday. Duh.
Happy Monday. Because, you know, whoever's listening to this at 6 a.m., whoever downloads at 6 a.m., bless your soul.
Oh, yeah. Bless your soul. And thank you so much. And if you really enjoy it and anticipate our episodes, you tell a friend, please.
Also, super cool. We just reached 1,000 downloads.
Yeah. We're stoked. That was like one of our goals, which is super cool. And we saw that YouTube has been popping off lately. So thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate all of you. We're just regular-ish, simple folks, just doing a podcast.
We're at 7.3 thousand views on YouTube.
Oh, very nice. See, that's what I get. Dude, Adam Sandler slaps every time.
I love Adam Sandler.
If you haven't had a chance yet, I did some shorts on the YouTubes. And then we've been posting our videos on there. I've been doing like thumbnails and making like ambient backgrounds versus like the standard one that we had that came from RSS, which was great for the beginning. And then I was like, man, you know what I like to have for once in a while is like that, like, you know, that like busy cafe ambience background, or the oh my god, what is it called? Not brown noise, not white noise. The one with the girl, lo-fi boy, like those ones.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I don't have an animation background, so it's just like really just like scenes of sometimes nature or things that are related to the episode. So,
what was your survive and thrive of the week?
Okay, so my thrive, you're gonna laugh at me for.
Is spending time with your child?
No, it actually is not. I love spending time with my kid, and that's what I say all the time. That's why she's bugging me if you haven't listened before. Okay, so I have like really bad allergies, like with everything. There's always something that like irritates my body in life. Eve totally understands. And a struggle that I have had for the last like 10 years is I don't know what happened with like commercial, easily available, low-cost deodorant. But there's some that's in there that makes my armpits, I get like the worst rash in the entire world. And it is either caused by deodorant or razors, and I've tried changing everything one at a time, and I've ended up coming back to a tried and true standard razor because the other ones seem to irritate the shit out of me, which is not an eco-friendly razor, which makes me sad. It's the Chico Intuition razor, but it works. It's the only thing that doesn't irritate my underarms. And then I have to admit, this is something that I have made fun of and thought was the weirdest thing in the entire world for years that I've seen in the deodorant section. I've tried everything. I've tried the Schmitz. I've tried the Native. I've tried Jason, I think, is one of the brands. There's Live Clean. There's like every single one of the natural deodorants because I tried all the other ones, like your secret, all the other ones, and I had like the worst fucking reaction. I used the special secret one for the longest time, and then they changed something in it and the packaging. And I bought the crystal deodorant. You can laugh. It is $8.45. And I was like, oh man, I'm at my wit's end. Like, shit is just not working, or it would stain my clothes, or it would have like this like thick white residue that like would not come off when you cleaned your clothes. Like, you'd have to clean your clothes like 2-3 times for this thing to come off. And I laughed so hard because I was like, deodorant, I'm like, it keeps coming out. This is so ridiculous. Why the hell am I gonna buy this? Like, who rubs a crystal under their armpits? It's called the Crystal Body Deodorant. 24-hour odor protection, and it's like a solid crystal of, it's like salt, and you wet it down and you rub it underneath your armpits, and it works. I've used it since Saturday, and I do not smell, and I am very confused. My arms are not irritated, and the thing that honestly made me do it, which you can judge me for, I usually look at reviews because I'm like, oh, if someone says, if you have skin like this will happen, and then I'll just avoid it or whatever. I pulled this one up, and out of all the natural deodorants, this has close to 22,000 positive reviews. All the rest of them have like a couple thousand. 22,000 people. People are like, but I feel like I'm countering my intuition razor thing now, because this lasts the average person 6 months to a year, and you only have to buy it once, and it's $8.45. And it doesn't feel weird. Like, you're kind of like, you feel funny because you like put salt on your armpit or on this thing, and then you're rubbing it on your arm, and they say rub it underneath each underarm for like 30 seconds. But you're like, what is this doing? Like, it doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't stain anything. And the best word I can think of is flabbergasted. I cannot believe this works.
Does your armpit hair grow faster?
Well, I've only used it for 3 days, and my armpit hair grows faster than the milltails all the time. All I do is shave my fucking armpits. And the lower half of my legs, the upper half of my legs, I think they gave up like years ago.
Except for the under part of your thigh. That's the only part.
No, I think it was because like when I started shaving my legs, I only shaved from like the knee down. And I did that for a long time. And then I was like, and then shorts became a huge thing. Then I was like, well, I got to shave my legs all the way up. And I think that's why my body hair is just like completely out of sync.
And what was your survive?
Fuck, this fucking cold is holding on for dear life. It's almost gone. Now I think it's just allergies. But like, it's been bad. There's nothing worse than just like when your nose just completely blocks off and it feels like you're almost underwater and you're eating, you're like, oh, I can't do this. What was your survive and thrive?
My thrive was I found the charger to my iPod 356 gigabyte like 15 years ago or something. And it still has all the good music on it.
The black classic pod.
It's thick.
Oh yeah, it's thick. You used to be able to rent movies and watch them on that.
Dude, there's podcasts on it.
I know. I watched He's Just Not That Into You on that screen on the Greyhound bus.
No, I'm so excited. And then my survive. I have been so dry. This is not like a bad one.
Yeah.
But like, I have been so dry and I'm so annoyed with it.
Oh, yeah, I know. We were talking this morning. I was like, I looked at my hands and I was like, I really need to put moisturizer on because my hands look like they're about 80 years old when the rest of my body is not. And I put my hand lotion on and it like helped. But like, I'm at the point where I almost need to like nail file my kid.
Mine's in the middle of my forehead. And literally, like, I coat myself in cream.
Yeah.
And there has been not a cream that, one, I'm not allergic to, and two, that I actually like. I need like the marshmallow cream. Marshmallow. The lady who does the hand cream that loves the L'Occitane on TikTok. Your name's Emma. I need that for my whole body.
You see the marshmallow cream? I'm like, there's this one that's called mallow cream. No, and you buy it from the health food store.
No, it's from L'Occitane. She loves it as like marshmallow, and then she gets the one from Trader Joe's.
Oh, which one from Trader Joe's? I have a lot of them.
The one that's the tube. Metal tube.
Oh, I don't have the tube one.
But like, it's super thick. I just want that for my entire body. Because apparently it doesn't make you greasy. Because, like, I tried the, like, knockoff Sol de Janeiro ones from Costco. They're great, but they just smell so much.
Oh, my God. The scent on them, it's, like, great, but it's so strong.
It lasts for, like, 50 days.
I know, like, I'm not going to lie. You have a shower, and it, like, the shower steams, and you're like, I can smell my body lotion while it's running off my body.
God. And, like, you have the purple one, which the purple one's nice. But I feel like I need, like, a quarter of that, and then 50 pounds of lotion.
Yeah. Like, one that I found really liked is that Neutrogena gel one.
That one doesn't absorb.
So, no. Oh, no. The gel one absorbs. So, what happens is I'll put that one on. And then I have to put on this Nivea Extreme something or other was on top of that.
No, that it doesn't absorb. It doesn't absorb from me.
And
it just sits on top of my skin.
Oh, the gel one doesn't. The cream one that they used to have just sits on top of my skin, and I'm like,
so annoying. But yeah, so that is my Survive and Thrive, which is just going back to being retro and being dry.
Eve, I'm feeling crusty.
I am, and I put cream on, and the annoying thing is, like, my lips are never dry, but it's always like,
oh, my
skin is so dry all the time. And my scalp.
Oh, okay. So I found a thing with my scalp, because my scalp got so bad that I was, like, scratching my head in my sleep, and that started happening. It usually happens in, like, the winter, and then it got really bad in, like, January and February or whatever. So I have that glycolic acid by The Ordinary, and I put it on my scalp 10 minutes before I have a shower, which I know this involves planning, but, like, it was so bad that I was actually initiated to plan. So, like, 10 minutes before, and I go in, and then I shampoo twice, and then I got this scalp recovery leave-in stuff that you put in the shower from Sally Beauty. And I put that on my scalp, and then I put the conditioner on my hair, and then I, like, put my hair up in, like, a claw clip, and then do my shower things, and then rinse that out. And then there's an after one. They had a 4 for $30 going on at Sally Beauty. So there's this after one that you can spray in on your scalp, and it's also a thermal protectant. So it does, like, lots of other things. It smells amazing. And I sprayed it all over my scalp, and I did that 3 times every Saturday. Like,
3 Saturdays in a row?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Again, okay.
I was like...
And it has made a world of difference. Like, if I put up you can see some things. My hair's never going to be perfect. You can see some things. It was at the point where I, like, couldn't even put my hair up in a ponytail after 3 days because my scalp would just be, like, I would just be, like, white flakes. Yeah, like, it was snowing.
What's
her name? I was gonna say, I was the chick from the Breakfast Club. Just
I felt bad.
Oh yeah, but yeah, no, I did that. I actually shared that with somebody else at we went to a family birthday on the weekend, and one of the friends was there, and she was just like, our hot water's so bad. I have hard water and I have really dry skin in general. She goes, I'm like, this is what I did. And she's like, here's my phone, screenshot everything that you used. I'm going to go buy it. She's like, we're going to Sally's tomorrow, honey. To their husband. It was so funny.
How Sarah cured her dry scalp. Which, like, you know, and they're like, oh, if you have dry flakes, it's usually because of buildup. Like, I have the, like, Verb, like, clarifying kit.
Oh, okay.
And it's great. But it's only here.
Oh, yeah, right in the front.
So
the whole thing too is I went into Sally's one day because I always see that Malibu Sea one or whatever because the water used to be so bad. We just got a new water treatment plant in the city that I live in, but it was so bad. And I went into Sally's. I'm like, do you guys have anything that's like this? They're like, yeah, we do. And the girl looks me straight in the face and says, it looks like someone took newspaper, paper mache, and whipped it up in a blender because you put it in water, and it looks very similar to their color remover. You know how it's like that weird, like, pasty, chunky jelly thing?
so weird.
It smelled like, so this has no smell, but she said if you smell metallic after a while, it's taking all the shit out of your hair. My hair smelled like pennies within 5 minutes. I was like, oh, my God, Bengals what? And I'm like sniffing the product. And I was like, oh my God, I just remembered. And I put that in my hair. It was like, they finished everything in like September, October. So I did it right after, that was, they told everybody we could use the water. And they were actually still running like chlorine and shit through it. So that's when my hair was accidentally lightened more than what it was. And I was like, I show up, Eve's like, what the hell is up with your hair? And I was like, so they told us we could use it. And I ran the water. I did everything that they told me to do. And yeah, so my hair's like 3 shades lighter. She's like, what? I'm like, yep. And it is rough. So then I got in and got that stuff so I could pull all the shit out of my hair because it had a green tinge to it. I mean, right now it has a green tinge, but that was because I had blue at the bottom and then put brown over top and cut off the other parts. But yeah, so fun times. If you need any hair advice.
I need to cut my hair again.
Yeah, I almost want to get you to cut my hair again.
It's so long.
Your hair is ridiculous.
It grows so much.
I swear you cut it and it's just 4 inches longer.
No, literally, I chopped 3.5, 4 inches off. Like, actually 3.5, 4
Which, I mean, like, good for you for having healthy hair, but that must be so annoying.
And, like, I'm growing up my undercut. I have, like, probably, like, a 2.5 inch undercut.
Yeah.
Because it's super hot and I have a lot of hair. And I decided, I think in, like, November of last year, that I was going to let it grow out. And this shit is, like, so it's been December, like, the last time I shaved it was November. December, January, February, March, April. And it's like
back bangs.
It's like a bob, almost.
Yeah.
It's so long.
So are you just going to cut your hair like usual, or are you going to do something dramatic?
I might give myself, like, curtain bangs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtain bangs are the best because they just grow out. You don't have to go through the awkward stage. Like, if I ever decide to not have these bangs, I got to go through, I call it the doofenanny stage.
Not really, though, because I've been getting it so that it's been thinner, so it should be easier to grow.
Versus, like, chonk.
Do a chonk for a while. Chonk. Yeah, so in this topic of perfectionism, we're going to discuss being in a rut and how it's not a quick fix.
Which is so funny, because when I feel like I'm in a rut, one of the first things I do is change my hair.
Oh,
yeah. Sometimes make a plan. Like, I'll sit down with, like, a notebook and then write down, like, each page is a different room in my house. And I'm like, this is how I'm going to rearrange it. This is the shit I'm going to get rid of. And, my brain, I'm like, you can do this in a weekend, which is a lot. Which I know now, like, I stop myself from doing that. I'm like, just do one room and then go from there.
So this was kind of inspired by Hannah Elise, who's a YouTuber that I watch. And she made a video, I think 6 months ago, that said, I'm in a rut and how to get out of a rut. And then I think it was like 2 weeks ago, she posted a video saying, I failed.
No,
at said rut.
I love honesty.
Because she was like, I'm going to go to Pilates every day. I'm going to do this.
That is an unrealistic pull out of a rut.
Yeah, so that's what kind of the topic is. So if you don't know what a rut is basically like when there's no, like, true reason of why you just don't feel like doing things.
Yeah.
But you just don't want to do.
Okay, so in your opinion, do you think there's a difference between a rut and task paralysis?
I think task paralysis is an overused term.
I think task paralysis is part of a rut, but not the full definition of a rut.
Like, task paralysis, I think, is, like, not being able to do a task, but you have the knowledge of doing the task. So, like, you know the benefits of it, but you just don't do it. Being in a rut is, like, you're mentally just incapable of doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you should do it, but also, like,
you're not moving.
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Because I feel like, I don't know. I've gotten to the point, too, with, like, I know we talk about ADHD and, like, mental health and stuff like that. But when my entire TikTok is, like, I have task paralysis, body doubling, task paralysis, body doubling. I'm like, oh, my God. If you are this broken and you're this annoyed,
yeah,
then just stop posting about it all the time. And yes, I hit not interested. And yes, my TikTok returns it.
Yeah.
But I feel like a rut is like, I don't know, like it could be sunny out. You could have a million plans, but just like the very thought of doing it makes you want to hurl.
Yeah. Like, I feel like there's like so many different forms of what could be like considered a rut. Like, it could be like you're in between jobs and you're like, I'm just trying, but nothing's happening. And you're like, I could do things. But if I go to do things, or people who are like, oh, I want to make plans. And you're like, well, I could make plans, but I might have something else come up like later on. So
It's like, you kind of just like go on to like audit mode. So like, if you go to work, you come home,
like
make dinner.
you mean robot mode?
And so anything outside of the like normal things that you have to do, like you have to go to work to make money. You have to make food in order to like eat. But you're not making those like positive choices for yourself.
I looked up the definition of a rut. Are you ready? A habit or pattern of behavior that has become dull and unproductive, but is hard to change. I think it made a rut a bigger thing than what I thought it did. I think it made a rut into a hole.
I think made a rut into a trundle.
Like, so what they kind of mean is like I said, establish habit or course of action, especially a boring one. For example, we go to the seashore every summer. You know, Sally, she sells her seashells.
That's the seashore.
We're in a rut. And after 10 years at the same job, she says she's in a rut. The expression alludes to having a wheel stuck in a groove in the road.
I feel like what a rut is to me is the shiny dust has gone off.
This one is like a disapprove of the fact that they've become fixed in their way of thinking and doing things and find it difficult to change. That is what we were just saying.
Yeah.
That is like way more defined. What is that? Oh, that is the Collins English Dictionary quote about rut is.
But if you think about like, go to work, come home, eat food, go to bed. You're not doing anything outside of that.
No, it's like you're not doing anything outside of that, or you're always doing the same things and you no longer want to either do those same things or you want to add things to those same things, but you're not actually doing anything in order to do it.
Which
was that words?
That was words.
Oh,
it was like the roundabout version.
I'm always the roundabout version. I'm the long storyteller.
So what happened? Okay, cool. Bye.
Eve's like, it's a point form version. I'm like, okay.
Well, thank God for voice notes and that you can fast forward. Sometimes I'm just like,
no. Thank God for voice notes and the fact that now on iPhones you can just read the script if you want to read instead of listening.
Oh, thank God.
Because sometimes it's like I'll listen and then I'm like, what the fuck did they just say? And instead of like trying to find the point again, I just read out the thing. I'm like, oh.
But I feel like a lot of it too is like expectation of what life should be versus like I go to work. I feel like the past like 2.5 months I was in a rut.
I feel like every winter I'm in a rut, which is seasonal affective disorder, possibly. But it's kind of like you're doing everything, and this is when I feel like I'm in a rut. When I blink and go, holy fuck, what month is it? And I've just done the same shit over and over and over again. It's like when you have a job, and like in my case, like I go home, I help my kid do the same things. We do the same stuff. My husband usually goes to bed early. It depends. The faster it gets darker, the earlier my husband goes to bed. Doing those same things every day. So it's kind of like the only thing that really spices it up is new activities.
I think like for me, from probably February and March, I was just like, I would come home from work, I'd lay down. I was in pain and I was tired.
Yeah, I mean, all you do is move around. I don't think you sit once at your job.
I do. I have to chart.
Yeah. How long is that?
Like 30 minutes.
Yeah. In a whole day.
And I just like, I knew. So, for instance, goodly. Well, like, I and the one that does the social media for Overwhelmed.
Yes.
I had things scheduled for all of February, all of March for Overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing posted.
fuck you, some platforms.
And so instead of being like, usually I'd be like, oh, it's okay. Like, I'll just go in and log on. The thought of doing that, I just couldn't.
You know why? I think in that case, it's to me, that's utter fucking annoyance. I set aside the time. I created the content. I scheduled it. I did the task and I hit complete on the task. And something else did not fulfill the job. And now I'm mad.
Well, and then like, I feel like you get into a routine and I'm like, okay, great. After work, I will spend 2 hours on Overwhelmed. I'll spend 2 hours on Bop or whatever.
And then you're like, I had a shitty day at work, or I'm making dinner tonight, or I'm tired.
And then it's like, you do that once and then it's like 3 weeks and you're like, oh shit. I had all of the things done. And like, for instance, Sarah had brought this up a little while ago. She was like, oh, I really want to move my body more.
Yeah.
She's like,
I just like, I've been sick. Like, I think in the past, like, 3 months, there's maybe been 3 weeks. Like, I had like a couple days or a week of reprieve between sicknesses. And I'm like, I just want to do shit. It's not just because it's spring. Like, I'm annoyed. I want to move my body. I want to be able to breathe out of my nose.
And so it was like 3.5 minutes. I just want to go to like the gym, or I just want to do this. And it's like, you know, like the sickness rut, or I'd call it like the chronic illness rut, where it's like you do the same task, the exact same things. Like there's this girl that I watch that has gastroparesis. I don't know what her name is. I should look it up. And she does the same routine of her dialysis and everything every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it's probably do it again. And it's just like all the things that you have to do when you don't have, like, I'm not saying doing anything super fun, but it's like, oh my God, my life is just doing the same thing over and over again.
I know, and then I'll be like, I want to disrupt the system. Like, I would make coffee every day. Or making breakfast. Do this. Like, I would be doing all those things. One day I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I'll just make breakfast at Eve's house when I come here to be with her brother. Or I just suddenly, after being so excited about those hazelnut Nespresso coffee pods, I didn't get the ick. I was just like, I don't want to drink hot coffee right now. That's just not the way. Like, and that was the whole thing, is because I was doing all that stuff over and over again. But it's so funny because, like, on like a Saturday, I'll like wake up and be like, I'm gonna make myself a warm coffee. And like, yes, you can thrive on a routine, especially when you're like us. We both have ADHD. And you can thrive on a routine, but it does need to be like even slightly altered or spiced up so it looks like it's new, because the dopamine is no longer hitting.
Well, yeah, and it's like every day you clean your room.
Yeah.
And then one day you're like, I don't want to clean my room. And then your room becomes a mess. And you're like,
that one day that you said you didn't want to clean your room suddenly became a mindset of, I don't need to clean my room. I can do it later.
Yep.
Did later ever come? No. Are you definitely walking on a floor drop? Yes.
Which I'm pretty proud, though. That's not so bad. I basically just throw all my dirty clothes in my bed and I just have to wash them. But it's like this constant, like, wake up, do this. And there's no, like, exciting things. Like, I feel like I need, like, an advent calendar for, like, every month.
Okay, so Selena has this thing that Joel got her, and they had them at Chapters. And you put it on the wall, and it's like you do an activity, you scratch it off, and you go do it. Or you scratch it off once you do the activity. One of those two things. And I was like, maybe that would be fun. Like, it's like, I get up, and I know it'll be like, usually it's Saturdays that we would do this, but sometimes it's Sundays. I'm like, okay, well, I got to get the grocery shopping. Okay, I got to get up. I'll chill. I'll eat my breakfast. Make breakfast for like Char and Ben if it's not already with. Then I'll go through Flip, pick out let's see everything that's on sale, make my list based on that. Okay, what's a rough idea of what we'll eat for the week? Okay, we need this, we need this, we need this. Ben mentioned he wants to go to Costco. There's no point in me buying meat for that day because we will just probably grab some from the Costco cafeteria. Yeah. Like sitting there and like reviewing the whole week, which is like great, but then it gets to like a certain point where it's like sometimes she would like have hockey early in the morning, and then right after hockey Ben would be like, okay, let's go grocery shopping. And I'm like, I can't go grocery shopping. I haven't gone through Flip. I haven't made a plan. And it was like, because that routine it's like you depend on it, but you also need it to change. And I just get up and go through the motions. And I'm like, by the time I'm done going through all the motions, I'll like have a shower by the time all that stuff's done. And then it's like 1 PM, and I'm like, I'm going to go sit outside if it's nice. Or I just want to watch a YouTube video, and it's kind of like I'm slightly changing it, but making sure I'm still doing, the shit that we need. Because, you need food.
I know, and I think for me, like, I honestly might do that. Might just build an advent calendar. And then every day it's like a different coffee or a different drink.
Right? Just like something like that. Or I don't know. I love those little like challenge things. I have the habit tracker thing. But there was that other thing called like Habitica or whatever. And it's basically like you get like a little cartoon. It's like a video game. Every single time you do a task, something happens. And then you can like do a whole thing. Which I think is fun. And honestly, if I just like took an iPad and put it on the wall, my kid would probably thrive. Actually, my husband would probably do really well. Unless he could like actually, if anybody knows of a habit tracker where you can actually earn shit towards Call of Duty. The Call of Duty chart. Habit tracker. But like, I know what you mean. It's like trying to find new ways to do the main things that you have to do.
Like drinking water. I know we're doing judging like the people on Water Talk. I have a lot of cups.
I was like, I have a lot of cups. And every single time I'm like, ooh, new cup. And then I'll drink out of it. And it's the best thing in the entire world. And then either I just lose it somewhere. I've put it down somewhere. Don't see it again. Or I just put it down one day and then I just don't remember to drink.
I also feel like cleaning. Like whenever people are talking about like, oh, to this, you're like, I'm an adult, I had to clean. And it's not like not putting your stuff away.
No.
Like, when people are like, oh, don't put it down, put it away. Fuck you.
Oh, I have to sing that all the time to myself. I'm like, don't put it down, put it away.
I mean, like, the, like, cleaning the counter. They're, like, doing the, like, nitty-gritty things that you need to do. And then, like, those types of things, I'm just like, oh, I need to do it. And then I'll do it. And then, like, 10 seconds later, it's dirty. And I'm like,
mine is cleaning the walls and the baseboard. I don't want to. I never remember to do that until I'm moving into a place, moving out of a place. I do eventually end up doing it. Sometimes it's like in the summer when it's like 40 degrees and I'm inside because of the air conditioning.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's those things that you like notice and kind of like, oh, maybe I should do this. And yeah, I've done the thing where you like set reminders on your phone and I just ignore them. So
at home, mess. Well, actually, it's not that bad.
No, I call it organized chaos.
It's the pile, the leftover pile. A lot of this is just bins.
Yeah.
Which also update on the hobby room.
Oh yes. It's looking like a hobby room.
Two and a half walls are fully painted. The reason why 1.5 of them are not painted is because we're going through all of the like items.
There's also like stuff that was hung on the wall, like come off, and then painting the wall would be a lot easier.
Yeah, but we had like the boxes of stuff, so we were organizing it all into like our cube shelves. So like those are the main things that we were doing, and so we were going through all of it, and then after a while, I kind of was just like losing my excitement of changing in the craft room, which like I need to finish those 2 walls. I know I need to finish those 2 walls, but it's okay to take a while to redo over because having the thought process that you can do it all on a weekend, not the greatest. Oh my god, I just thought of another thrive.
What? Oh, so almost took out the microphone.
Another big thing that I always was kind of frustrated in is, so I have a like water bottle connected dog bowl for my puppers, Momo, and I was like, it's so annoying to clean because of the way the water bottle is, and like it would get so slimy, and then she'd knock water all over.
And this is like it would get slimy within like 24 to 48 hours.
Literally,
like I would be scrubbing. Like I'd be like, oh, I scrubbed that like a day or two, and he was like, yeah, I know, I just scrubbed it again.
So I went to PetSmart, and when all of her food was on sale, great. And then I got her one that has a metal bowl, and it has a charcoal filter. But Bougie Doggy has a charcoal filter.
It was part of her routine that needed to be fixed. But also, like you said, it's like I kept trying to do the thing and the thing was not working.
And it's not that, like, you're not doing it. It's that, like, it's not producing the results that are long-lasting.
Oh, that's like 90% of the time when I come up with some sort of like organization system. If I don't sit back and observe like where things actually land, then I'll come up with something. And like I say, before I go out and buy anything, I always just reuse stuff that I have around the house. But I'll come up and I'll make something and I'll be like, okay, cool. Like one thing that I noticed is my daughter has her own desk, and then I just have those Sterilite plastic pull-out drawers. And some of the drawers are utilized, and some of them I think are just, they don't exist. And it's not even just me, and I'll be like, she'll, let's say, use the bottom one out of it, but she won't remember that the other stuff's in there. So I'm like, oh, is it better to have like those like craft cart situations where you can see everything, or will those same things still sit there? Like,
I don't know. One of these days, I'm just going to come to your house and organize your house. How is this?
my house, that's the whole thing, is my house isn't that bad. Like, I'm always constantly like rethinking of different ways to do that, or I'll like adapt it to, okay, I noticed that when Ben goes to do this, he's looking in these same areas and the stuff isn't there. But it could be logical if it, like the drink section above the coffee makers, it's all drink stuff. At least the drinks are there, and then the drawer underneath is like the Nespresso pods. And
I think like the main thing with like that room, I feel like, is your junk drawer.
what?
That like your kitchen to like the desk area. Your eye just twitched. I was going to say something positive, and then you just looked at me like you were going to punch me.
No, I'm just annoyed because it's like stuff goes in there and then it doesn't leave. Even when I try to like slowly move it down the stairs, it just magically ends up there again.
No, but like if you look at the rest of your house, so like the front, so I'll give you a map of your house.
Yeah.
You walk in, you look up, there's a closet at the top. And then to the left is the living room. And then there's a half wall that separates the living room from the kitchen and then the work area.
What would traditionally be a dining room, but we never use the table or any of that stuff. So now we just each have a desk.
So for the longest time, that was your junk drawer rat room.
Well, half the time, you know what it was? It just had the freezer, that obnoxious china cabinet, and this giant table set that was like too big to be in there. And then literally nothing else would be put in there. It was like the velvet room. Like it just sat there, like not utilized.
And then it was like the randomest stuff that like seasonal stuff. And it wasn't like
I don't know if anybody else has this. This is probably like a running joke on TikTok that I haven't seen. But like, I'll put away Christmas. 110% put away Christmas as an example. And for the next 6 months, I will find Christmas shit. And I'm like, I cleaned everything in every room. Where the fuck did this come from?
I'll get like a bunch of like laundry done, and then there's dishes. And then I'll get a bunch of cleaning done in my room, and then the bathroom's dirty. And it's just like this constant like, I did this, but there's one thing that I didn't do.
I know, and it's like, what I try to do is I try to do my absolute best in focusing on one thing, and then like celebrating, or I'm not going to like give myself a treat or something afterwards, whether it's like, okay, now you're going to go sit outside for 2.5 hours and just chill and you don't have to do anything, or you're going to go do this or whatever. But the funny thing is usually when I go to do stuff like that, someone will fucking contact me about something. And then that time that I was going to use to decompress or just chill and celebrate is completely fucking interrupted. Or I get asked to find something in my house, which is, I feel like, chronic thing. Like, oh, we need this, we need that. Okay, no, we don't. I've already done the things. Well, can you help do this? I can't. I don't want to do that right now. Can I just sit for a second? Like,
You've been sitting.
Yeah, well, you're just saying doing something. Like, you're on your phone. I'm on my phone. I'm scrolling aimlessly on social media. Just let me do it.
I, like, the amount of times whenever, like, we've gotten better. My time period that I do things is between, I usually do it after work. And it's usually between 6 to 10 p.m. It's my prime working time.
I know. I'm way better at going to bed, too.
And I'm like, okay, wonderful. Work on all the stuff, set stuff over. I hate having to depend on other people.
Yep.
I need, like, if you need me for something, you need to tell me well in advance. That's why we have a family calendar. And like, if I'm like, I just want to get stuff done. And people question why it's like the guest theory. Like, okay, we're getting guests over. I need to clean my whole house. Okay, I need to clean. Done. Clean's done. Wonderful. Okay, well, that's changed now. I cleaned.
I did a thing. And now it feels like I didn't do the thing anymore.
Well, I cleaned, but it's like, oh my God. And I understand that like schedules change, but like,
well, and that's the whole thing is I constantly try to get out of like this system of like only cleaning on the weekends and like doing a little bit every single. I tried to do it where you did a little bit every single day of like, for example, dishes. Then I realized doing it every single day, I was just getting annoyed. So I did it every second day because you know what? There's 3 of us in a dishwasher. And every second day meant that the dishwasher was full. And then I could run the dishwasher. So I was like, to me, that's way more efficient because I'm trying to get people to put stuff directly in the dishwasher after they rinse it or whatever. But it's still going to the sink and the counter. So you know what? Every 2 days, I'll just fill it up and let it run. And that's the whole thing. It's like, okay, well, the garbage needs to go out. Well, maybe you take the garbage out on Wednesdays and on Saturdays because I usually go grocery shopping somewhere between then and I find any mystery items that I've rolled out of the baskets and are rotting. And it's just, I constantly try to get out of those like exact same routines so that way it's not allocating it all to one day or the weekend because if you just put it all to the weekend, then is it really a weekend if you have those days off? Like, is it really your days off if you allocate to do everything in your life on those days? No, it's not. Because you're not working, but you're working for you.
well, then it's like,
Basically.
like what always like frustrates me and discourages me is like, I will go to work for 3 to 5 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And then my first day off, the house is a mess. I'm at work. How is the house a mess? I'm at work.
I'm not at my house for most of the day, and somehow my house still gets messy. My husband and my child and I, well, for the longest time, nobody was home during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now my husband's home during the day. He still forgets to eat because, you know, that's our life. And it'll be like a bowl that was left over that he had lunch in. Other than that, it's like, I'm like, where did all this stuff come from? And it's like, it's not even like 1 or 2 things. Like somehow I'm like, how the fuck did this happen?
It's like 10 containers, 14 bags, and you're like,
again, those fucking reusable bags.
No. Maybe we'll continue this discussion a little bit later. But we hope that you enjoy. Please like, comment, share, rate. Can you rate
well,
things?
thumbs up. Just give a thumbs up. Click the little bell. Subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Put shorts out. We put our episode out every Monday at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on all platforms, including YouTube. If you like a little ambiance, a little visual stimulation, then YouTube is the way to go. I have fun doing it, so I like it. Yeah. So send us in anything that you do to help yourself get out of a rut. We may do a second part, or I may split this into 2 completely separate episodes, one about customer service and one about being in a rut.
But we hope we have a great day and stay warped and twisted as ever.
Thank you so much for listening to us on YouTube. You can find us on all of the socials: Instagram, Pinterest,
TikTok,
Facebook,
Snapchat,
yes. And we also started a Discord, and we're on Reddit. But you know, those ones we can only do so many things so many times, people.
Yeah. As you can tell by the list of are we here. But if you're more of a just an audio type person, we're on Spotify Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. I think we're on Pandora, iHeartRadio, and you can also check us out on the RSS feed.
Oh yeah,
which we also found out has its own website, which is pretty sick.
It is pretty sick. Well, thank you so much for listening, and feel free to go re-listen to some of the episodes that we have.